Good evening and welcome to the MCFC 9320 PUBcast. Andy is with us, just we can't see him at the minute because he's eating his dinner. And we've got Paddy and hopefully Stan will join us. And a big welcome to everyone in the chat. Well, folks, how's everyone? Paddy?
Good, I suppose. Trying to keep it together.
Yeah, and I hope everyone in the chat's well. And I think there's only one place to start, isn't there? And that's yesterday's game. So we haven't really spoken about it, but I think Paddy's got like a 15-minute rant up his sleeve. So maybe we start with Paddy.
It's not so much around. It's just I'm just a bit pissed off. It's not the lot like. It's not about losing a match for me. So we grew up doing that. Everyone on the panel did that. But it's expecting to go into a fight with one arm tied behind your back, and that's what Pep did yesterday by that team selection. He absolutely made a complete and utter hames of that team selection. And I seen things yesterday, and as I said to you before we come on, I watched it back today, and it was worse the second time I watched it back. For me, and obviously the guys in the chat will probably go nuts when they hear this, but I wouldn't let John Stones and Bernardo Silva anywhere near that team. Absolutely not. And I seen Bernardo Silva do something yesterday, himself and Oscar Bob, and I seen it back today, and it looked worse the second time today. When he lost the ball inside the Villa half, he stood and threw his hands up into the air and did a 360 instead of chasing back, and Oscar Bob stood beside him, and he didn't chase back. And Reinders chewed him when he eventually did come back, but it was too late because Villa had a shot on goal at that stage. But Reinders actually chewed the two of them. They stood in the Villa half and looked at each other. Our captain was doing a 360, throwing his hands up into the air. That, to me, is not on. And it's something I've never seen in Bernardo Silva before.
No, and I think from my own point of view, it's not very often that I'll come out and actually blame Pep, but I will for yesterday. You've got Kovacic and you've got Gonzalez on the bench. Now, admittedly, Gonzalez might have not have been 100% fit, but Kovacic is back.
But even on that point, Anne-Marie, right? And I said it in the WhatsApp group yesterday. Pep says the doctor told him that Nico Gonzalez wasn't fit to start, right? Fair enough. You have to follow medical orders. But you had Mateo who could have started because he played for Croatia and he also played for us in Europe. So he could have did the first half and Nico Gonzalez did the second half. Plus the fact you have Rico Lewis and Nico O'Reilly, who are actually midfielders, but instead Pep went Champions League against Chelsea and didn't play midfield. It was an absolute atrocious decision.
That's my point. I think it was the wrong team selection. I think you're going to just tell me that I've got a bias about right-hand side, but we should have ripped the hand off Tottenham when they offered us 70 million for Savinho.
Can I say something about that?
Go on.
I believe that to be a load of nonsense, and I'll tell you why. Look where the source where it came from. And everybody has jumped on that bandwagon. Oh, Savinho wanted out. Savinho wanted this. Savinho, we should have snapped our hand off. What folks really need to realise is Savinho is 20 years of age. Spurs never offered 70 million for Savinho. That's your man Fabinho or Fabrizio.
We just let us know. We just let us know when you're both going to stop chatting shit. Just carry on.
Oh, you finished your dinner now, have you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't do it on camera.
You think you'd be happy after eating?
Right. Evening, Stan. Right. Used to sound like petulant, entitled fans.
Okay.
Right.
Say more about that.
We're blaming Pep for the lineup. Did you blame Pep for the lineup or question his lineup against Everton or Brentford when Pep put two winning teams out there?
Did we have a defensive midfielder in those teams?
Did you question Pep against Villarreal?
Did we have a defensive midfielder in that team?
People only seem to question Pep before the ball's kicked, before kickoff, when they see the lineup, or after we don't get a favourable result. Yesterday wasn't great. Was it yesterday? I've lost. Was it yesterday?
Yeah, it was yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday. I've lost track. We've been Monday. So, we lost the game. Whoopee woo. Did anybody think we was going to go the full season, not conceding a goal, not conceding a throw-in, not losing, not drawing? But again, we're questioning Pep. Yeah, it wasn't great. And I was like, I thought the first 15 minutes, we was very, very good. But are we supposed to think that Villa at home are a shit team?
Nobody said that, Andy.
No, but we're questioning Pep here on the back of a defeat.
Yeah.
Now, if Pep would have had that starting lineup yesterday and would have won, would anybody be questioning him?
Yeah.
Really?
You would have to comment. Yeah, and you would. And you cannot, Pep is the most successful manager in our history, probably in the history of football. But to use Pep's own words, you can only go game by game. So we can't judge Pep about Brentford and this and that, whatever. We can judge Pep on the Aston Villa game as of yesterday, because that's the game we're talking about. Right, he didn't get it right.
Right, Adam, who's to say he's not got it right? We'll come to that in a minute. Adam, who's Kelly Bob? Oh, Kelly's in chat. I thought Kelly Bob. I thought we signed somebody now. Bob is 10 times a player Savio will ever be. People have been calling. Listen, and I'm not here to slaughter any players. I'm here to be sensible. Hopefully, everyone else is. Bob had his opportunity yesterday, and he's had his opportunity a few times this season recently, and he's not performed. Not saying Savio has, and to a certain extent, I think it was Anne-Marie before when I was munching on my chicken, so to speak. We discussed it. I would have let Savio go, but I'd let him go for 50 million to Spurs. Whether we know that deal was going through or not, I would say it certainly was being looked at because of the stature of journalists, what was touting about, because they seem to be more in the know than we will ever be. But we can't. Doku's fell off the pace, and I've given him so much credit, but I'm not going to start slaughtering him because he's gone off the pace again. It's all about.
When Doku came on yesterday, he made a massive difference, and the difference for me is, and I'll defend Bob to some extent. You look at yesterday's game. Most of our attacks came down the left-hand side with Savinho playing there.
Right, Savio would have had a great game, right, if he'd have played in a Villa shirt. Do you know why? Because he was finding Villa players with ease with his passing yesterday. But I don't want it to turn into we're going to slaughter all the players or criticise them and debate it. Oh, but to say Pep did, made the wrong choice in his lineup, that's just ludicrous. We have these four of us here, and Stan's not even had his say yet. There's four of us here who Pep's forgot more about football than we have. Now, there's reasons behind it. Kovacic, yeah, he played for Croatia. He played some minutes for Croatia. I don't mean to say he's fully match fit to play even half a match for us. How do we know? Like, with Nico Gonzalez, for instance, I was surprised he was on the bench. He didn't look himself when he come on because pretty much straight away he got a booking for overstretching. And I will say something: he was actually lucky that the linesman flagged for an offside, because that could have been a potential red. Now, to me, that says he's chasing the ball rather than being match fit chasing the ball. So, yeah, Pep was throwing a few dices and stuff like that, which you had to. But to Stan, am I talking shit?
Do you really want me to answer that?
Yeah.
I don't know. Again, right, we all know where we are. We're not where we were 4 years ago. We know that. Would we have lost that game last year? Yeah, we would have done. So we're moving on.
Hang on, we did the season before, mate. We've lost is it four league matches on the bounce there? So it's not something new to us.
Somebody at work was saying to us that you've got to win games like that to win the league, and I'm thinking, well, we've not won there for a long time, and yet we've won the league. Mm-hmm. It's frustrating because we were moving forward, and then we've had a blip in the road. It's not as though we didn't create any chances. We had more shots, we had more everything than they did. It's one of them games, and it's a tough place to go. They're getting back on form. Liverpool lost. I mean, was it the Champions League curse? Liverpool lost.
Stan, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question, because you're the most sensible like me as well, right? Out of us four. Do you think the frustration is more because Liverpool lost, United won, than just we're lost?
Yeah, there's little bits of everything in it. I mean, if you just concentrated on our own game, we're going to be annoyed after that result. There's no doubt about that. Compound it with the fact that, Arsenal have moved away a little bit. Liverpool didn't get anywhere. Chelsea lost. Newcastle only won on the last kick of the game. It was a good chance to get ourselves back in amongst it or put a little bit of daylight, and we didn't do it. I don't know. I mean, we could have had a couple of penalties there. Small things, isn't it?
I thought it was a penalty on Gvardiol, I must admit. The way they pushed him.
I did notice in the comments earlier, somebody came up with a cracker. What doesn't help, what really, really doesn't help in a game like that, is having Andy Hinchcliffe down your ear, pointing out all the negative bits.
I know, but he's legendary for that 5-1, don't you remember? Twat at the far post, Hinchcliffe.
Things like that really do wind you up when you're listening to stuff like that. It doesn't help. Doesn't help getting beat, does it? People are going to be annoyed.
Jack. I do the jokes around here, mate, not you. All right, go on.
Yeah, no, it's just frustrating, and these things happen. I'm not going to moan at anybody about it. It was just a general bad day at the office.
I just thought Villa was better than us, and you're normally sensible for some. How long have you been sober? Have you come off the wagon?
No, it's just
start talking like you're not them.
Well, for me, right, and as I said at the start of the show, no problem losing. Couldn't care less what Liverpool, Man United, Arsenal, whatever the rest of them are doing. Doesn't affect me. Don't care. What I do care about is that team called Manchester City, and I'm entitled to critique the team, and I'm telling you, and you're not going to agree with me, but we started that match yesterday. We one hand tied behind our back with that selection. You can argue the toss all you want. We started that match on the back foot yesterday. It's as simple as that. We had no midfield against. We had no midfield against Aston Villa. None. It was non-existent. When you have Reinders, who's only in the door, rearing up on players in that team because they're not doing their job, it tells you all you need to know.
Okay, let Everton. We had Núñez, apparently, because everybody can't stand Núñez. Diaz, Ake, O'Reilly, Rico Lewis, Nico, Reinders, Savio, Foden, Doku, and Haaland. People was moaning on social media that against Everton, Paddy. And I thought, but the point is, mate, it's, and we always say on here, do you want keys for different locks, if you like? Do you expect us to pick the same starting 11 every single match?
In an ideal world,
No, not in it's not an ideal world, mate. It's not an ideal world.
Okay, I'll give you my very blunt answer. Cup games, do whatever you like. FA Cup, League Cup, do whatever you like. Champions League, do whatever you want in that. But see the Premiership, you start your strongest 11. And that means picking the same 11 week in, week out. That's what you do.
But hang on, that means you've only got one stab at a trophy. You're putting all your eggs in one basket. With cup games, you've got more chance of silverware. Not that I'm asked about silverware. So it's like the Premier League is the holy grail.
Yeah, it is. You have to win the league.
No, it's the bread. I get it's the bread and butter, but I wouldn't want to sacrifice any of the league, any of the cup competitions just to gamble on winning the Premier League. Would you, Anne-Marie?
I'd always want to be winning the league above everything else. That's an honest answer.
Yeah, but Paddy said, do play whoever in the cup games.
I think there has to be, because even with the best will in the world, we cannot start the same 11 week in, week out. Even in the league, we just can't do that because of injuries, because of different opposition and things like that. So I totally get that. But I'm of the opinion that, like with cup games, I don't expect Haaland to play on Wednesday night against Swansea.
Neither do I. Marmouche should be down the middle.
Yeah. If you can stay on side.
Straight away we see that he's got your back in. If he can stay on side, what? So what do we do then? Don't play him because he goes offside?
No, I'm not saying that, Andy. It's just purely an observation. We're allowed to make these observations. It's the same as the last time I called Pep out about a team selection was the Champions League final against Chelsea. Another brain fart where he didn't play a defensive midfielder.
The only thing I would say in defence of Mamouche, the running offside, is the other side of that coin is the players are not passing the ball in fast enough. And if you watch Reinders and if you watch Haaland, I know Haaland doesn't really stray offside, but if you watch Reinders, they're all making runs and nobody's finding them. So it's up to our players to find Mamouche.
Exactly, Cathy. Exactly, Cathy. Exactly.
Yeah, but possession doesn't win you a game.
Gives you a better chance.
Yeah, but not if you're not getting the ball in the box.
But we were though.
We was. Haaland could have put us, was it 1-0 up, but we were slightly offside. So we're talking fine margins now, and I still believe we would not be discussing Pep's starting lineup if we'd have won yesterday.
Oh, you'd have to do, Andy. The midfield, you would. Absolutely, you would. And believe you me, Haaland had a chance to make it one each. Savinho, the double save for your man, that could have went 9 times out of 10, goes in the back of the net. Onana, whatever you call him, the big fella, the big midfielder, who blocked Foden. So
he was outstanding, by the way. He was outstanding.
He absolutely was. But we definitely could have scored 3 or 4 chances, given any other day. But you would still have to have a comment about the midfield. You have to. There's no other 2 ways around it.
Do you want to know what I can't understand? And please tell us in the chat, right? People don't think Kovacic is good enough to play for us. Last season, people were sort of like, well, Nico wasn't even getting on the bench, let alone all of a sudden they're supposed to be saviours now. They're still the early stages of getting to know each other. Now, you're always going to get players.
On that point, Andy, on that very point, that starting 11 yesterday, Savinio was the youngest player in the team. And he gets pelters off everyone. He's the youngest player on that team. Oscar Bob was older than him.
So we've got to slaughter people who are older than, or support everybody as a team.
No, I'm talking about in terms of experience. If Holland wore a Villa shirt, Savinio would find him. Savinio is a child. He's a kid learning his game, learning his trade, and he's getting destroyed by Man City fans. And they'll not be happy until he goes out the door.
Well, he's going nowhere because he signed a brand new deal, didn't he?
Yeah,
So
what was Mr. Foden like at 20 years of age? Was he a world beater? No,
yes, he was.
wasn't.
He carried us to a Champions League final, mate. He did.
People just take a set on players in the team, and no matter what they do or who they do it for, they can't do right for doing wrong.
Me personally doesn't. When I criticise a player, if they improve, I give them the credit what they deserve, i.e. Doku. I'm not Doku's biggest fan, but have I not been waxing lyrical over him for over the past few weeks?
Yeah, but
I personally don't have an agenda against any player. Yeah, we're allowed to criticise them because that's what it's about. Well, some people go overboard, mate. It's like
we're not allowed to criticise him because, like, you want to, like, when we criticise Pep's selection, you won't hear it. But still, and all, you can have a go after Doku, and then Doku improves. You say Doku's improved, or he didn't have a good game, or he's after improving. It's all about opinions. Like,
by the way, Villarreal, I nailed it with 2-0. By the way, let you know. So, who would you have started yesterday, then, Paddy?
I probably would have, like, the back four for me would have been Nico O'Reilly, the Joshko, the Diaz, and Nunes at the back. I think Nunes saved that back four yesterday, by the way, and for all the abuse he gets.
Okay.
Nunes was all over that back four yesterday.
Is this the Nunes people don't want at the club?
But you've never heard me say that.
We've never said that, Andy.
You've never heard me say that.
I didn't say you. I'm saying, is this the Nunes people don't want at the club?
Look, people are entitled to their opinions.
Of course, yeah. Okay, then. So you'd have gone for Donna Summer, Nunes, Diaz, Josko, and Stones, did you say? Oh, O'Reilly. O'Reilly instead of who?
Stones.
Well, Stones.
Okay. Well, didn't Stones play more midfield yesterday?
Yeah, but that didn't work. We got overrun in midfield.
You would always get overrun in midfield. I don't give a shiny shit when anyone says if you've got John Stones in midfield. John Stones has not got the pace. But there's this myth because he played a huge part in the treble winning season. Don't mean to say he's a midfielder. If I feed my dog Whiskers, is it going to think it's a cat?
Yeah, but that's my point. And look, and I'm just saying in terms of the strongest 11, I think John Stones and Silva weakens our team. No, I did say, if you listened to me back a couple of weeks ago, I did say when Silva came on, he looked fresh and he was well at it. Mm-hmm. But he started yesterday and he was running around like a headless chicken. What he did in the Villa half when he lost the ball was absolutely atrocious.
I'll be honest, right? The only change I would have made, and I'll run through the teams now. Donnarumma, Nunes, Diaz, Stones, Gvardiol, Reinders, Bernardo, Bob, Foden, Savinho, and Haaland. I was all right with that, you know. I was genuinely all right. People are screaming for Cherky to start. At the moment, he's come back from a long layoff. He's best served coming off the bench, you know, because if he's starting in his position and we get overrun, we could be 2-3-0 down before he gets into gear. Game's gone then. I'd much rather players who are coming back from injury have that, have that little bit of respite coming on. Stan, did you have any grumbles with the starting lineup yesterday, mate? Would you have chosen anyone else?
No, I thought it was fine. Well, it comes back to this thing, innit, that we've been saying all along, that it's all right for us saying this, that, and the other. Why can't Pep see this? But we don't know. We don't know who's carrying injuries, or we don't know who's carrying, and we don't know what he's doing with his rotation. He's clearly rotating people, and we don't know who he's rotating for what reason. That makes it difficult. So before the game, I thought it was all right. It said that we didn't have a defence. It says we didn't have a defensive midfield. Johnny Rounders has played defensive midfield before. It didn't work yesterday. That happens. It's I really can't get over depressed or overexcited about that defeat, because from the end of the season, we're doing better than we did against the teams that we played so far this year. So let's just keep it on the roll. We're not going to win every game. We're not going to go through the season not conceding. I genuinely find it really hard. We created enough chances. I've said it before. We created enough chances to win that game. I'm not going to nail anyone, and it's very difficult to say somebody's made a mistake when you don't know what it is that they were going to be trying to do. You see what I mean?
Yeah, I don't understand, Anne-Marie, why some people get nobody on here, by the way. So don't think anyone. People get hysterical with a defeat now.
Because I think some people in general just like a bloody good moan, and it's easier for them if we get beat, so then they can bitch and whinge and moan all week, make snidey, sarky comments when the team gets released at the weekend. I'm
not telepathic, but you've got a name in your head, Anne-Marie.
I have a few names in my head, Andrew.
But it's like, I don't think there was anything. Okay, I've asked Paddy, who would you have changed out of that lineup yesterday? Because people have been saying, "Oh, Oscar Bob should start. Oscar Bob should start." He did yesterday. And by the way, I'm not having to go at Oscar Bob because he wasn't great. I'm just saying we know nothing compared to exactly what Stan said. We don't know what goes on in training. We don't know the fitness levels of players.
No, we don't. But I also think, and again, it was just my observation of the game yesterday, is that every attack we had, especially in the first half, came down our left-hand side. And obviously you've got Oscar Bob out on the right. He's not getting the ball to even attempt to do anything. When he is getting the ball, he is running at them. Savinho, 9 times out of 10, looked to pass the ball back. And that may be why you've got Oscar Bob not looking like he's doing anything, because he isn't getting the ball the same way Savinho was constantly getting the ball.
I said it at the time, and I'll say it again. We have not got on the flanks an upgrade on Jack Grealish.
I'm not saying we have or we haven't, Andy. I'm just saying, because Jack never played on the right. He always played on the left-hand side. And I think, as we've said, Doku's had a really good season for us. I think we looked better when he came on yesterday. But I think that's one of the issues. If we're aiming everything down the left-hand side, whoever's playing out on the right is twiddling the thumbs, basically. I'm not convinced. I think I love Bernardo. He would be up there as one of my all-time favourites. But he can't play 90 minutes. And I think he's going to be a bigger impact for us coming off the bench than he is starting games this season. I think age is...
Yeah, I'd go with you on that.
Unfortunately, catching up with him a little bit.
With you all, doesn't it?
Do you know what I liked? What you said about Grealish, Andy. Grealish left Man City for non-football reasons, and we all know it's well documented what Jack was the off-the-field stuff. I agree with you. Like, in terms of quality, we don't have better than Jack Grealish on our flanks. But I'll tell you a nice combination that I like, because it frees them up a hell of a lot, and that's Nico O'Reilly and Doku playing on the same side, because they overlap each other.
Yeah,
and Nico O'Reilly actually takes players away from Doku, because they've no choice to go with him, because if they don't, Doku's going to find them. You don't get that so much with Guardiola. He's more kind of like Guardiola's lethal from outside the box with that shot that he has. But he doesn't do what Nico O'Reilly does.
Do you remember on the show last week, mate, when we were saying who's going to fit in there? And I was like that. Was it on this? I think it was on the show last week. I went on Martin's having a rant the other night. So, but I thought Nico O'Reilly was the replacement to go in there because of Nico G's injury. And people say, "Oh no, he's not a defensive midfielder." Doesn't matter if you're pushing their midfield back, you're on your front foot.
Yeah, I just look. It's a loss. I'm not going to lose any sleep over it, but it's just more frustration that.
I agree with you out there. You know, I would start Cherky against Swansea. Not that I'm disrespecting Swansea. I won't fill it with, and I don't think Pep will fill it with sort of like kids and stuff like that, like he would normally, because some of the players what we've got in that squad now need game time. It's like Eight Nori was in the squad and he's dropped back out, so obviously it seems like he's got a reoccurrence of the injury. I don't think we're going to see Rodri anytime soon. If I'm being honest, there's something up with Rodri.
He started back training today.
Yeah, but and again, training's not match fit.
He's not match fit.
That's what I'm saying. And Rodri's better suited coming on, in my opinion. And again, the medical staff and that'll know more than us and Pep. I think Rodri's better off coming on rather than starting matches. Because he's not the same Rodri in a minute. And I've seen buffoons as well on X and that saying, "Oh, we should cash in on Rodri." What? Because he's had an injury. He's coming back.
Yeah,
really?
you see, Andy, you follow too many lunatics on that platform.
No. People retweet people's shit.
Well, Andy, do what I do, right? 3-strike rule. If you're following someone and they retweet something simple 3 times, they get blocked, or you unfollow them.
No, because some people, like me, sometimes I don't retweet, and I have that in my bio. I don't retweet to endorse something. Sometimes I retweet just so the Lions all go at them, set the Lions to them. So, but I just find it bizarre. So, okay, then you was cool with the back line, Paddy. What about who would you put in midfield?
Well, I would put Reinders in there, Foden was in there. If he was going to play Joshua at the back, I'd have put Nico O'Reilly in there.
But don't everyone say John Stones in midfield? He's mint. He proved yesterday he got bypassed. I'm not going to go at John Stones. He's a centre back. I
think John Stones fits in the same category now as Silva, impact player, not an 80-minute man, not a hope. He's slow. But I agree with you with Nico O'Reilly. I'd have put Nico in there. You know, Nico O'Reilly, that is, in there because. And then you would have to start the what he went with Doku and Bob, because Mamouche is not match fit. And I think you said in the last show that Mamouche and Haaland can play together. I say that. I don't know that. I'm just a fan of the club, mate. I don't know what they do in training, but from what I've seen, they seem to get in each other's way. Could be totally wrong. Yeah, but like, say for instance now yesterday, right? And Bob wasn't having a very good game, and we'll say Mamouche was match fit. No, you have to take into consideration he's just coming back from injury as well, so he's not really got that match fitness. I think Mamouche would have did a job on that side, or put Duke over there and put Mamouche on the other side. I think Mamouche and Haaland can link up well together. I definitely do.
It probably can. It's my thought, especially the back end of last season. They just seem to get in each other's way a little bit. And again, what I brought up on the show last week, what is a little concerning when Haaland doesn't score, we don't seem to score, and we need to start doing a little bit more in there. Maybe create. I think defensively, I don't think we're bad. I think we've improved massively defensively. I thought that was a great goal by the English Polishman Matty Cash. I just thought that was a well worked free kick. Fair play to them. City fans was moaning it wasn't even a corner. Yes, it was. It was a corner. It was a corner. And again, that's just like blue tinted glasses. Now, if we're having a proper debate, we'll have a proper debate. It was a corner. People who were whinging it wasn't. Specsavers is probably the next high street store you need to go to. So,
then again, Andy, 9 times out of 10, that shot doesn't come on goal, because I know Silva went out to him originally, and Haaland and Diaz almost blocked the shot. So he was lucky.
But we were too slow getting out to him, Paddy.
But Silva did go out to him and he beat Silva. And then Haaland and Diaz kind of came across and the ball just went to the right limit. And
Silva didn't get close enough to put a block in on the shot or anything. We were too slow getting out to Matty Cash.
But it happens. By the way, that's the second goal Matty Cash has scored from outside the 18-yard box this season with a similar strike.
I definitely do think their goal was lucky. There's no two ways about it. I think their goal was lucky. 9 times out of 10, that hits one of our players.
So, Stan, I was fairly happy with the. I'm with Paddy. I think the only change I would have the only changes I possibly would have made yesterday is instead of Stones, I'd have put Nico O'Reilly in there. And I would have started Doku on the left instead of Savio. I'd have been happy with that because everyone's been screaming for, for Bob to start. So I'd have gone with that. So you?
I'm laughing at Blue Heart in the comments.
Read it, Alan.
Anne-Marie, have you been modelling in Simply Village again?
Oh, I thought you meant that one. Don't be going ahead on that. We'll come to it.
All right, okay.
So I was quite happy with that yesterday. I'd have give Bob a go. Did he do enough yesterday? No. Did Savio do enough yesterday? No. Did Doku do enough when he come on? No. So I think there lies the problem for us, because there's not really much. And by the way, people call the little fella. He's had 2 assists so far this season, and that's Rico Lewis, 2 assists for Haaland. He seems to get in that position to get that ball in. We don't seem to have that with our recognised wingers. So for me, Stan, I don't know if you agree, Stan. For me, that lies the problem at the minute until it clicks.
Yeah, and we might have this problem for a while yet, because all 4 of those that you mentioned, don't think any of them are over 22, are they? This is one of the things that we highlighted months ago, that we've got a huge amount of experience has walked out the door. Mm-hmm. And it's going to be games like this where we won't quite have that control and we won't have that experience and we haven't got that skill set to deal with it. That's the worry, that when we play teams like Villa, that we will get exposed to that, particularly away from home. Because, it's great. We've got a young team again and we won't have to rebuild because we've got these kids in there, but they're going to have to take time to gel and bed in. And I think Anne-Marie's right there that, if we are a goal up or a couple of goals up and you bring on Bernardo, he will bring that skill. He's got that skill set to settle the rest of them down and get us through. The problem is, if we're 1-0 down, have we got it? And that's probably one of the things that we're going to be working on, I would have thought.
No, I'll go along with that. And with what Blue Art's saying there about cover, yeah, it's difficult for a player to get up to speed when you're chasing a game, isn't it?
Yeah.
Rather if you're controlling a game, it's much easier for a sub to come on, and that's where they're getting the match minutes. But at the moment, Pep's it's damned if he does and if he damned if he doesn't. So out of all them, what you've said, Anne-Marie, what Stan said, me and Paddy, we're not a million miles away off Pep's starting lineup. What we're moaning about?
No, it's the frustration in it that they are young and nobody wants. We know you're not going to go through the season without getting beat, but it doesn't stop that frustration. And again, I think Anne-Marie's right that people need to vent and have a moan, and we've seen it on the on the web pages. Whenever you get beat, it doesn't matter. To be fair, it doesn't matter what team you follow. If you get beat, you'll get 20 times the traffic than you do when you win. Because people aren't bothered when you
win. I can read your mind again. So, I'm not taking the piss with this question, Anne-Marie. And you know that saying, be careful, you don't know what you've got till it's gone.
Yeah.
Would you put any current winger ahead of Mahrez? Be honest. I'm not taking the piss.
No.
And that's what that there lies the problem with what Elliot's put there. People had to go at Sterling. And
they hated Sterling.
But the thing is, what did we have with M3 there with Mahrez, Sané, and Sterling? We had goals. We had goals in them.
Yeah.
We had creativity. We had goals.
And we had pace.
So if you think
6 or 7 years now, are they?
And if you think about it, right, they got slaughtered they pretty much got slaughtered when they was playing for us. How many now would take them back? I don't mean now because they're a few years older. I mean
in their prime.
You'd swap them like a heartbeat.
But Andy, there's a narrative getting painted in the media. Oh, Haaland, and Man City are so reliant on Haaland. I can't think of any other Premiership team where, and again, this is a modern day thing and it really, really bugs me. We are XG and your fucking transition and all that nonsense. A winger is a winger. But a winger now these days is classed as a centre forward. They're not. They're wingers. So can you're the stat man, Stan. What other wingers in the 19 other Premiership teams are scoring week in, week out for their team? Very few of them. But because it's Man City, he should be doing this, he should be getting 10, 15 goals a season. Well, he'd be a fucking centre forward if he was doing that, not a winger.
Wingers are now classed as advanced wide midfielders, are they?
Yeah. Linesmen used to be, now they're assistant referees.
No, it's all right, but no, they're not. Wingers aren't really classed as forward.
I totally go with what Jack's saying. Diaz in particular has been in better form because we have a goalkeeper that will marshal that back line. Communication is key. Totally, I think Diaz has been excellent of late, Jack. As Gvardiol is, players are going to make mistakes in that, but they're going to be there. I'm more confident now if anybody gets in. And Donna Summer again yesterday, he come out and he did a great save. It was already 1-0. So if they get past us, they've got to get past a big unit then after that. So yeah, it gives them confidence. And I thought his kicking was a lot better yesterday as well. He seems to be getting into that groove a little bit, big Donna. But sometimes even Nunes, and you know, I've always been a fan of Nunes, always, since he joined us. And the midfielder got slaughtered for playing right back. He looks like a decent old player now at right back, doesn't he? Considering it's not his natural position, Stan.
I don't know. No. Yeah, no, I'm just thinking, is he? I'm not so sure that he is, and I don't think we play those natural full-back positions.
Yeah, but I mean, the form is in for us.
No, he's playing well. There's no doubt about that. He's finding his rhythm at the moment. Is he? Is he a right back? I'd say
Inverted.
his strengths are getting forward, but again, it's not quite clicking on the right as it is on the left. When I'm saying the left, I mean with O'Reilly and
Dooku.
Dooku. Yeah, you can see what them two are doing there. Nunes, he's not really offering that support to whoever's on the right because he isn't an actual right back. What you want there is one of them going out wide so that you can, you're splitting the defence and they're not knowing who's going to overlap.
But Nunes does take that position. Nunes does take that position where he overlaps. Most of the time, he's our most advanced player on the right hand side.
But there's a problem, Andy, in the next couple of weeks, and believe you me, it's a good problem to have in one way. When Husanov is fully fit, who are you playing at right back? Husanov, who doesn't overlap and doesn't offer you what Nunes offers going forward, or do you want a solid defender back there?
I don't think you'll be playing the way. I don't think that'll matter, Paddy, because he won't set up the team the same, will he? He'll set the team up knowing that he's not going to get forward and he'll expect somebody else. Husanov will probably move across and somebody's going to have to move out. He won't play the team. Well, obviously he won't if Kushinov's in and the other and Nunes is out. But the team won't set up the same.
Blue Art, is it you who should be wearing Anne-Marie's glasses?
I have been modelling in Timpley Village, though. He's right.
Keep your timps in.
Can you see that?
It says club. It's in
Oil Club. It's the wrong way round. You're a tit.
Thank you, Simon. Much appreciate, my friend. Hope you are well. Royal Mail give better service than our wingers. To be fair, every do.
But you know what?
Say no more on that one.
That's another bugbear of mine. Like our wingers. That's all you hear. Oh, they don't offer this. They won't do this. They can't do that. Every other team, their wingers get a chance to express themselves because they're normally one-on-one. Our wingers is facing 2 and 3. Dooku faces 2 or 3 every match. Oscar Bob is facing it on the other side of the pitch. So you don't really, like, to be a winger in our team, you're going to be facing up 2 or 3 defenders at all times. You don't really see that in any other Premiership team. Mo Salah, when's the last time he faced up 2 or 3 people?
No, I'll tell you what, and to be fair, and credits where it's due, when Anne-Marie said, she'd much prefer Mahrez than the other wingers, and respect to you for that.
Anne-Marie, I know you love me.
I love him. Absolutely love him.
I love you too.
Fair play.
There's I'm saying, Andy, with our team, right? And what I think a lot of people miss is there's a higher level of expectation to play in that Man City team. Even when you're playing as a defender, you're expected to play a high line. Like that's not going to suit 99% of the defenders in the Premiership.
What's high line?
Our wingers.
Hang on a minute, Jack. Hang on. I normally have Weetabix about 4 o'clock of an afternoon, Jack. What are you trying to say? In fact, I went to a big heist. I'll say it. I went to Asda this afternoon, and there was this kid with like a big knife. What he must have got, slash it all down the cereal aisle. I think he's a serial killer, me. Anyway, sorry, Paddy, go on.
No, I'm just saying, like, they play for Man City. There's a higher level of expectation because you're playing in a team where there's a manager demands more responsibility off you. Like, to be a defender, you're not be sitting in the 18-yard box. You're going to be in the opposition half, and you're going to be expected to go back the end, defend the counter-attacks and stuff like that. The wingers, you're going to be facing up 2 or 3. Haaland, as a striker, he's facing 2 or 3. You don't think you're not judging like for like when you say our wingers offer nothing. Our wingers are not being given a chance to express themselves because 99% of the time teams are on a low block.
Hang on a minute. You sound like Arne Slot now, mate. Or they're playing the long ball against us, or they're putting two defenders on us. We've got to cope with every eventuality.
Yeah, but I'm saying if you're going to critique our wingers, like when they say our wingers offer nothing going forward, that's a comparison. So what are you comparing that person to? Only another winger in a different opposing team.
But why? Okay, then with respect to our wingers, how many cross the ball rather than they feel they have to go to the byline to try and do a little flippy floppy pass? How many actually cross the ball in?
How many are told to keep possession?
No, but we've got an absolute monster of a unit up front in Ireland. Wouldn't you want to make the most of that? We've seen it recently where Nico O'Reilly's chipped one in for him. We've seen decent possession. I think who was it on the right? I think it was Nunes. Floating one in. Why don't we make it? If we know the wingers are not crossing the ball in, why don't we play different?
Mr. Savage, are you questioning Pep's tactics?
No, I'm asking the question.
No, you're questioning Pep's tactics.
No,
Pep says to them players, you cross that ball in at every opportunity. They're not doing it, and they're not doing it for a reason.
At the top of the show, you were slaughtering Pep's starting 11. I don't think there's anything up with his starting 11.
And that's why I'm being given it back to you. I question Pep's starting 11. You're questioning why our players are not crossing the ball in and losing possession. They're doing that because Pep told them not to.
He can't see me. Can't see me because he's there.
So,
No,
Pep
I'm just
told them.
What, Pep tells them to run into a fucking brick wall, does he?
Pep told them not to cross the ball because Pep wants possession.
I go again. Pep says to our wingers, don't cross the ball. Run to the byline and it's into
and pass it back. The same thing that Anne-Marie used to give out the Morris for. Pass it back, pass it back, pass it back. That's what Morris used to do. There's a Sterling, the same. Pass it back, pass it back, pass it back. There's only one person telling them to do that. As Pep said, the opposition can't score if they don't have the ball.
Jack, message me in a bit. I'll tell you a little story about that, mate. Very slick, Anne-Marie. Black gold, simply tea, as the hillbillies say. They are full of hillbillies in Timperley. Aren't they?
No.
Which one? Anne-Marie, if you was a hillbilly, which one would you be?
Ellie Mae.
He's going to get a frigging picture up now. I can see his mind working.
I'm not.
And Stan would be Jeffro.
Stan, it'll be Jeffro. You didn't see it. You didn't see it. Anne-Marie, seriously, who does this remind you of?
Oh, that's Stan and Paddy.
No complaints. So anyway, brings us on to is it Wednesday? Yeah, Wednesday we play, don't we?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the point in even playing? We're never going to get stuffed. Pep doesn't know what he's doing.
What's the point in playing? Because we just throw anyone in there because we're not asked about trophies or anything like that, are we, Paddy?
Well, no, not compared to Premier League. No, absolutely not.
Do you think we'll win the Premier League? Paddy, do you think we'll win the Premier League?
If we get a bit of nastiness and a bit of aggression into that team, yes.
Here's
And
the
he'll-
question, Andy. Do you still
10 points.
stand by your will win the league by 10 points?
No.
Yeah,
Nine.
He probably
11.
going to be 12 points now.
9. Listen, we're 6 points behind Arsenal. No biggie that. It's no biggie. And Pep, did you? Is it true what Pep said? Somebody said that. Pep said something like, "We lost. We come out in sympathy with Arne Slot" or something like that. Did he?
I don't know. I didn't hear that.
Or have I dreamt it? I might have dreamt it.
No, not heard that.
I think he said his usual line, nothing's won in October.
Well, it's not.
Yeah, he is right.
But Blue Art says, I'm sure Mahrez was at the lights at the Stonemasons pub, driving around looking for Anne-Marie in Costa. Is that right,
I was
Anne-Marie?
in Costa today.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, was you in there with Martin? Martin's always in Costa.
No, I just went and got a takeaway.
Takeaway?
Yeah,
Chinese
takeaway brew.
takeaway?
No, just a coffee for me and Dad.
It's Haaland or bust. I would say absolutely bang on at the minute, and it's something we have discussed. It's either Haaland scores or nobody scores, really, isn't it? Mm-hmm.
Modern day football.
But okay, give an alternative view then, Paddy. Do you think if Haaland doesn't score, anybody else really scores?
Well, there used to be a time, Andy, you would have had 2 or 3 strikers at the club, and when your main striker was injured, the second striker stepped in, they scored the goals. Not that it depended on midfield scoring or wingers scoring. It'd just be a striker's job to score a goal. Now it's the fucking goalkeeper's job to score a goal.
But Paddy, we've got the most informed striker in Europe, mate. So
yeah, I know.
So what are you trying to say? Drop the most informed striker in Europe?
No, I'm not saying that.
Why are you whispering?
Because I'm fucking going to explode in a minute.
Stan says, Paddy, you are full of shit.
I'm not.
Look at Anne-Marie there, looking. Anne-Marie there, looking.
Stan, are some people just going overboard a little bit?
Overboard. Oh, the hell, they've thrown out the baby, the dishwater, the bath, the tub, the kitchen sink, the lot. Gone straight out the back window. Not really. It's disappointing.
See, I just carried on with my day and my night. I don't know if it's because it's age doing that or anything. I just don't know. I want to finish off with something.
Yesterday, though, I watched The Darkness, the series, The Darkness, and that cheered me right up. That did. Oh, that was all right.
Never seen it. I want to finish off by gathering your thoughts on City. The announcement in the week about the North Stand. I feel we need to talk about it. Yes, it's going to affect me. No, I'm yet to receive an email from the club to say I'm going to be relocated. A place where I've been since 2003 with everybody I've sat next to, where my lad's grown up with other parents, kids, and they've grown up together since 2003. Cheers, City. Just move us for this blue wall. This blue wall's not going to be there against a Bournemouth, is it? Or a Brighton. No disrespect to these clubs, a Fulham.
Are you being moved, Andy, seriously? Are you being moved?
Yes. I've got one more game, Bournemouth. I've got a mission. I'm not going to divulge the mission. I've got a mission against Bournemouth. I'm potentially at Liverpool. And then I'm done before I get banned.
To be fair, mate, I'd ban you. You don't even do the Poznan.
I don't like the Poznan.
If you can't.
That's why they're moving, yeah.
Yeah. They've gone through the CCTV and thrown out anyone who hasn't done the Poznan.
Right, because the way I see it is the protest last season. Everybody, well, near enough everybody bought into the protest because it affected them. I'm not really seeing much noise from anybody who doesn't sit in the north stand because it doesn't affect them. Now, yes, it might only affect 500 people, but that 500 people it will affect, where we won't be able to sit in the same seats anymore because it's going to be full of hospitality, corporate shit,
which they can't fill. Which they can't fill.
They can't fill now. They're offering people 4 tickets for Bournemouth. They sent
me an email today for the upgrade my ticket for the hospitality.
I wasn't going to name you. I was just going to mention that, but not mention a name. Yeah. So they've sent Paddy an email today saying, "Oh, we can upgrade you to hospitality." Hang on. Once you've turfed all us out of the north stand, then you're not going to get people against the clubs I've just mentioned, because we've already seen at half time it takes people about 20 minutes to start filtering back into the south stand. So yet again, City, you've cocked up, because now you're going to lose a lot of legacy fans for people who will not go against certain teams because it's not fashionable.
You can buy 4 tickets now, can you, for the Bournemouth match?
Yeah.
Yes. Anne-Marie, what's your thought? I know you don't sit. Obviously, you don't sit in the north stand. What's your stance on this?
It's been an ongoing argument with the club for quite some time, because even, not long after the Sheikh took over and different things, and they more or less made level 2 in the Colin Bell and the East Stand. I don't know what it's called, but they basically made them all corporate, didn't they? And it begs the question that it's the ongoing question that we have with the club, season upon season upon season. And it comes back to, what are the club doing to encourage and to keep their everyday match-going supporters? Why are they not focused on keeping us coming to games instead of bringing in? And I know, obviously, we know the answer, because we're not going to go and spend £400 or £500 in the club shop every game when it's our one game of the season or whatever. And that's what they're looking at it. They're looking at it purely. And I understand it's a business. They have to look at it from that point of view. But they're also running the risk of losing the heart and soul of the club.
They don't care, Marie.
I know, but we're at a position where we have to do something about that. And forgive me for saying this, and no offence to anybody who's involved with City Matters, but you're a waste of space when it
They're
comes
full of
to
shit. They've lost the best one, and that was Alex. Alex was the best one in City Matters. He actually drove it. Now they couldn't give a shit. I tell you something about City Matters, and forgive me if anybody's on here and this is my interpretation of it. All you're doing in City Matters, oh, I'm on City Matters. No, you may as well have a hand up your ass being a puppeteer going, nee, 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 nee. That's my opinion. If it's wrong, by all means, you're more than welcome to come on and tell me otherwise.
But in defense of City Matters, right, and I don't know anybody in City Matters, but in defense of them, they're not going to be telling the club what to do. It's as simple as that.
No, neither will you get Mr. Parker as well. Mr. Parker seems to have gone very, very quiet all of a sudden. No idea.
But, we're not surprised by that. Parker's only interested when there's publicity in it for him. Be that he turns up on a news channel or whatever, spouting shit about the support, that really, because he doesn't talk to general everyday supporters, doesn't have a clue how we think or feel. And
go on, Anne-Marie.
And it is, City Matters is just lip service. That
you may as well just call it City doesn't matter. City doesn't matter.
No, but it's because they've got to be seen to do it, haven't they? I think all clubs now have got a similar thing. And I think it's time that, we took it. I'm not saying we go protesting.
Okay, right, Anne-Marie, right? Just to pick up the point Andy said there, right? City matters, right? They object now the 500 getting moved out of the North Stand, right? Andy's already said nobody else in the other parts of the ground don't care because it doesn't affect them. So City managers issue a statement tomorrow morning, 9 o'clock, all out strike, boycott the match because of what's happening for the 500 in the North Stand. How many people's going to stand?
None.
With banners out. How many people are going to stand outside the ground like they did the last time with their banners up with the 1894 protests? How many people are going to do that for 500 people in the North Stand? None.
No, but that's what I'm saying, Paddy. Protesting isn't the way to go on this. It really isn't. We have to.
What is then? Though? Do we need to do something different as a fan base who care?
Yes, I think we do, and I think we have to take it as a more direct approach, because I think, if
and can you say what that more direct approach is?
I think we it's going to look like, and it's going to sound like a very, very tame idea, but bear with me. If we have, I don't know how many are on here that are season ticket holders, but if just the people that were on here wrote to Danny Wilson, say,
it's out with Danny's hands.
No, but I think he's supposed to be, what do you call it? What's the word I'm looking for?
The link between the two.
Yes. The link.
And you know something? I've got a lot of time and respect for Danny. I've known him a long, long time.
And so do I. I know Danny well.
I know things are taken out of his hands. The different, and again, the difference is last season with the protest, it affected everybody because the prices were supposed to go up. La di da di da di da. Now it only affects a handful of people. Now,
but on that point, Andy, right? Like, you're being moved, right?
Yep.
Now, what circumstances are you being moved? Or do you have a choice where you can sit in that ground? Because does that mean
they've not even sent me an email, Paddy?
Yeah, but like, how's it going to work?
Never sent me an email.
They're going to offer you a different seat in the ground, anywhere in the ground, we'll say, right?
And right, sorry, mate, can I just interject here because I've said this and I can feel me. Right. When I posted something on X the other day, basically slaughtering City over it, I had people telling me it's only a seat, just move somewhere else. Fucking really? I've sat next and built that rapport up with a number of people since 2003. And you get these arse wipes from wherever they are going, just move seat. It doesn't matter. It's all right. You fucking flying in from wherever all over the world because you're Billy. No. It's all right. You flying in from wherever you want all over the world, right? Because there's just one person. It doesn't matter where you sit. But when you've been with the same people since 2003, no, it doesn't matter. Just sit somewhere else.
It does matter.
You don't get what it's all about.
It 100% does matter where you sit. I've sat in various places within the ground. I've sat on the front row, and it's a, God forbid anybody sits there, it's a shite view. I've sat in the family stand. I've sat in the third tier of the other stand, and obviously I've sat in the East stand. I've sat in Colin Bell's stand. That's where my season ticket is. And I know I'm high up on level 3, but I'm bang on the halfway line. I have the most perfect view of that whole ground, and I wouldn't want moving for anything. Now, I know Champions League games, I cannot buy my own season ticket seat for any Champions League game because they're given to UEFA.
Alan, by the way, Alan, you're quite correct, sir. The trouble is that person is Anne-Marie's new best mate, Caldoon. He promised us things that this would never happen. And I tell you what, something else what makes me boil. No, just let me say something else what makes me boil blood. Do you know when you ever question any decision about City? Oh, you need to be grateful. The owners will pull out. Toodles. We was there before them. And we may be there after them. So it's not about just winning trophies. And I've said this for a long time. A match experience is meeting up with mates before the match, going to the match, after the match. But sometimes the football itself in the middle gets in the way of a good day with people. You go to a match day experience, whether it's home, whether it's away. You might be traveling to London, say 4 hours. It gets in the way. So for people to say, oh, don't let the owners, you're ungrateful. I was there before the owners. So don't tell me I'm ungrateful. I'm not ungrateful. The difference is I'm not asked about trophies like you're asked about trophies because you've been a fan for a couple of years. Couldn't give a shiny shit about trophies. It's not all about trophies. So I'm not having anybody tell me, but I've got an agenda and I need to keep quiet because the city owners might. Oh yeah, Caldoon's logged in here now going, fucking Andy can fuck off. Andy can fuck off. I've watched that. I've had enough of Andy. I'm taking all my money out. Grow up, you absolute imbeciles.
Well,
anyway,
I'm going to say.
What do you think, Sam?
2 seconds, Sam. Before
Oh.
Andy, you're getting moved, right?
Mhm.
So you're obviously yourself and your son are being moved. So that's 2 seats are being moved.
Yeah.
They're going to offer you seats somewhere else in the ground, right? So obviously that's 2 seats that haven't been taken by a season ticket holder. If you're moved to a more expensive part of the ground, the more expensive season ticket, your current price has been frozen for 2 years, two seasons, and then the third season, yourself and your son, I won't name him, are going to be expected to pay to increase the price to your new seats.
Yep.
Where if they turn around and said to you, do you know what, Andy, we're sorry for the inconvenience, move anywhere you want on the ground, and whatever you'd be paying in the North Stand, that's what you'll pay for the rest of your days, or whatever the increase is for the rest of the ground, where you could jump 300 quid a ticket, depending on where you are on the ground for a season ticket. That's not fair.
Do you want to know what I'm also doing? And I don't care if anybody from City is watching, but my plan was always, once I hang my tickets up, once I got moved, I would pass them to City fans who want season tickets. They're going back to the club. You know why? A, I know the club want that, but B, imagine an extra 2 empty seats or what will be visual. So I know it's only 2 seats, but you're not going to sell them against and again, no disrespect to Bournemouths, the Fulhams and stuff like that. Nobody's going to go to it. So there'll be another 2 empty seats. So that'll be me. That'll just be my little pin out of the grenade and go, see ya, adios.
Yeah, that's the optics side of it, Andy. The other side, the financial side of that, is what they'll sell for the say 12 top matches that people do want to go. They'll make 4 or 5 times what the season ticket will cost them. Like even I was trying for nearly a week to get a ticket for the Liverpool match, and I eventually got it because somebody put it back through the ticket machine. So I got a ticket for the Liverpool match. But I was looking up the hospitality, 5,500 for one ticket for the Liverpool match in hospitality, 5,500. And obviously I travel over from Ireland for the games, right? And sometimes it can be a long day when you're in Manchester because the flights get in Manchester at 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning and the game's not till 3 o'clock. And then it won't matter for the next 2 matches for the Bournemouth and the Liverpool match because I'm flying in early and I'm staying in the hotel, I'm staying overnight. But for the Leeds match at the end of the month when I fly in, I'll be flying in to Manchester at 8 o'clock in the morning at the end of November. The match is not till 3 o'clock, so I thought I might book an old stadium tour, go behind the scenes and stuff like that. Forget it. It's book solid.
I shouldn't have to, for anybody who watches the channel, they should know what my stance is. But I'm going to reiterate it just for clarity. I have not got a problem with any fan from anywhere in the world coming to City. Listen, they're fans just the same as I'm a fan. I don't have that, extra sort of like way because I've been a City fan all my life that I've got more rights than anybody. No, I've not. It doesn't matter whether you've been a fan 2 minutes or not. But what I won't have is fans who have been fans for 2 minutes from whether they're from Wythenshawe, Wales, or Waikiki or wherever, I won't have you telling me what I can and can't do and what I should be doing or what I shouldn't be doing, because that's when I take exception to it. So I'm not bothered who comes across. And by the way, the club have set a divide between, I believe, UK fans and overseas fans. The club have set that divide, nobody else.
100%. 100%.
Hence why when there's a match on, they put it up on X, the official city account, where are you watching this from? They're not interested in Bury. They're not interested in anywhere near Manchester. They're only interested in.
Well, it's
they're
like,
not even interested in Ireland.
no, but isn't it like, so on the citizens page, they do the after every game you can win a signed shirt or whatever else after every City game. And I would like to guarantee that 99 out of 100 of those shirts are won by people from abroad.
I put that up in the group, Amory, about 6 months ago, when they were offering them that competition. Oh, we'll fly you into the match and we'll give you this, we'll give you that. And I put it up in the group.
To be fair, I think we're going off the topic, and that's a side issue. That it's the issue about what's happening. I just think City need to be very, very careful here, because it's not going to end well. Because I already know people at the side of me who are not renewing once they get moved, and I know that's falling into the club's hands. But why should I have to start going to another part of the ground and building? Because it'd probably be more acceptable if they went, U15 or whoever, we're going to move you as a row and put you somewhere. That'd be all right. Yeah. You've still got the same report. You're just in a little bit of a. But for us to be like that, nope. They're not going to have a block of, say, 15, so like in front and behind. We'll just be scattered everywhere. No, it's for me. As I say, I've got maximum 2 games left. Maybe one with something what I've got planned. But watch this space.
Yeah, well, that's a very fair point. If they moved in blocks, so you're with the same people, i.e., might be a different part of the ground, but you're still with the same people that you've been there from the start. That's a very good point. But they take a scalpel and cut everybody up and throw them throughout the ground.
They know what they're doing, Paddy. They know what they're doing by moving people and dissecting people around, because they'll just go, that's it, I've had enough. And all of a sudden, we've fallen into the hands of what the club want. But the club need to be ashamed of what they're doing.
If there's 500 being moved and 200 hand their season ticket back, they'll be doing a jig inside the fucking boardroom, because they'll sell that for your 5,500 hospitality package.
Yep. Anyway, we shall leave it there, and we should, we'll fight another day. Listen, I know it's Monday. Thanks for joining us. By the way, I did forget we was doing a show tonight. That's why we started at 7:30 on it instead of 7:00.
But better late than never, Andy.
Better late than never. But Paddy, you are right, mate. With what you said. Stan, thank you as always, mate.
No worries, man. No worries. I kept quiet on that one there, because if you don't go, then. No,
everybody's got a right, mate. Everyone's got a right to an opinion, mate.
Well, my seat's secured. The problem is it's in my front room.
Yeah, your seat's secured, mate, innit?
I can have my succulent Chinese meal and watch the match. So
be careful how you say that first word. Anyway, thank you as always, Paddy.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Mother.
You're welcome.
And Anne-Marie, who are the most important people on this show? The people in the chat. Listen, guys, enjoy the rest of the week. We will be back on Sunday because I've not got anything on. I don't mean.
Oh, my eyes are burning now.
It's a 4:30 kickoff against Bournemouth, so 7:00 might be a bit of a push.
Oh, yes, it might be. So we may be Monday. Should we go for Monday?
Yeah.
We'll go for Monday. And here's an exclusive for you as well. What in November? Not the The 16th, I won't be with you on Sunday the 16th unless you want me to be.
No, we don't.
Because guess where I'm going?
Prison. Did you look onto the map with nothing on?
Guess where I'm going, Anne-Marie?
Benidorm.
Would you like me to come on that night?
No, thank you.
No.
Listen, folks, thank you as always. We will
Can
do
you
it
get
again.
somebody on? Can you get a local on from there to explain why they don't go to away games in Spain?
Anyway, on that note,
Yeah.
have a great rest of the week, guys, and we'll do it again
Take
next
care, everyone.
Monday.
Bye, folks.
See you in a bit. Bye.
Take care, everyone. Bye now. Bye.